So what is it like to be homeless here in Ashland?
Pretty simple questions, huh? It's difficult.
I started drinking because my stepfather was an abuseful son of a bitch.
And I was homeless, and we were staying in our tent.
The population that we work with are those people that are most in need. It's the majority of people that are homeless. We work with those that are unhoused and those that are struggling to stay housed.
I am certain there are many more people in this valley far more needy than me, so I didn't reach out at first. So it was hard to reach out.
And there is so many reasons behind their circumstances.
I think we all come from different backgrounds. We all have different choices that we make in life. I made a lot of mistakes.
We're pregnant.
I don't like to be in the position I'm in. I didn't know. I have a lot of other things that built up to this too.
You know, from losing a job to losing a loved one to addiction to financial challenges, and we help no matter what the story is.
And it gets to the point where you say, wait a minute, you gotta stop. This is not what I want.
It's OHRA, Options for Helping Residents of Ashland.
OHRA is there from the beginning all the way through to being housed.
Okay, so we serve a variety of people here. Most of the people are living on the street. Some people live up in the hills. Some people live in their cars. A couple people are at the shelter that OHRA runs, the winter shelter. We also have people who are working, but they don't have enough money to be able to have an apartment or a set place to live, so they're still living in their vehicles or on the street. They are often people who have previously had homes and had good jobs, and for who knows why, the economy and a variety of situations, they are living on the street.
The people that we serve are everybody. I mean, I've been seeing more and more seniors specifically that come in that are on a fixed income. So I'm seeing a lot of seniors, a lot of people who are disabled, people who are just down on their luck. Like it's bad. And easily, just without a tiny bit of help or support, they become homeless. So it's our friends, it's our family, it's people that we've gone to high school with, or people that are our family friends from a while ago.
We do this through our programs. We have our resource center here in Ashland, we have our winter shelter, and we have our laundry shower trailer.
So in Ashland, let's say you need some help with something, where would you go?
Resource Center. Resource Center down by Safeway.
We serve anybody who comes through the door that says they need help. We will do our best to help them. We provide a lot of different services for people. It could range from receiving mail. We help people get identification. And if you don't have proof of where you live, you can't get an ID card. We have a computer room where guests can use a computer specifically for a job search, housing search. We say anything to move forward. So if someone needs to communicate with family to see if he can go back home to family, and that means going on Facebook, that's okay. If they need a phone to call their family who lives in Virginia and say, hey, can I come home? Then they can absolutely use the phone for that. We provide applications to apply for low-income housing. We know all of the low-income housing around the Ashland-Talent area. We help apply for non-low-income housing if somebody has the income to be able to obtain and sustain that. I also run a jobs program called Ashland Job Match, where I can help people make resumes, cover letters. We can help be advocates for people. So we've called landlords and tried to negotiate. What do you need by when? It's worked really well, and we've been able to help a lot of people in our community.
And we take the most vulnerable and put them in the shelter. Those that would have a very tough time living outside in the wintertime. So you'll find people in the shelter who are disabled. You'll find elderly in the shelter. people with reasons that they need to be protected during the winter.
Some people just need a warm place to sleep so they don't freeze to death in the wintertime. And that's one of the most important pieces.
We have 3 goals at the shelter: to provide a warm, dry, safe place for our guests. But there's really a second set of goals, and that is to give a little storage to some of their equipment. Because when you're homeless, you carry literally everything with you. And then the third goal, and this might be the most important, is to provide a case manager, what we call a navigator, somebody to navigate through all the state, local, social services so that these people can become stabilized.
We have guests that are taking this time to work their jobs, and they know they don't have to pay rent here, so that they can spend 5 months saving money for first and last month's rent.
And how do you shower in this town?
Well, right here.
We offer showers and laundry for citizens of Ashland who are homeless.
Obviously, having a shower and being clean, having clean clothes to put on, it's kind of like a basic need.
People that we give showers to, it's a transformative experience.
Yeah.
Very typically, people go in grumpy and they come out with a smile on their face. It is remarkable how important being clean is to people.
There's also a lot of different things, from toothpaste to shavers to clothes and shoes. Actually, one of the most vital things that we have is socks. People love them. They have fresh socks when they come out of the shower. It's really terrific.
So one of the things that I've been impressed with at OHRA is really the community partnership. This is a nonprofit organization. It's really a community collaborative. It's a giant partnership with other nonprofits in town, with commercial businesses in town, with nonprofit foundations, with the city government, with the county government. We get grants from the state.
Our community is certainly made more complete by having OHRA here, because it means that we're taking care of our entire population.
And what we always need is volunteers. Well, volunteering is always a good thing. It's really good to give back to the community. And the other piece is, those of us who volunteer here, we're a very tight core group. So we partially do it because we're all doing it together.
And I love my fellow volunteers, and I have great relationships with a lot of the people who come here. You know, it's a very gratifying thing to be able to help people out.
And as a volunteer, I mean, it's really great to be working here, even in the cold, because the services are really so vitally needed in our community.
Bottom line is, OHRA is the place for people to go that need support services. We help the underserved, those most vulnerable, the unhoused, those that are one paycheck away from losing their house, and those that are in poverty. And so what we're asking today is for you to support our organization. We would not be who we are today without the wonderful support of our community, the foundations, and the organizations. During COVID, we had to step up in a big way, and we stayed open the entire time. We provided essential services to the community. We could no longer utilize our volunteers who are vulnerable, and so we were able to hire additional staff, and we served double the amount of people that we served prior. We've increased our services during this time. We've delivered food, and we've helped people with unemployment checks. We've helped people move into housing. During the shelter season, we helped 29 people get housed. During shelter in place, we helped another 14 people get into permanent housing. And this was all through the support of the community, the city of Ashland. We were able to move people into hotel rooms that were most vulnerable, and then work with them through the navigation services to get them housed. We are continuing to provide extended services during this time, and today we're asking you to be a part of our family and support those most in need in our community.
I was working here in Ashland in March when
The governor closed the schools. I was working at a small school in Ashland, so at that point I did lose my job. I am now one among many thousands in Oregon waiting for my unemployment. And cried when I came in because I've never had to do such a thing before, to reach out and ask for help for myself. That was very hard to do that. And so I just can't say enough thanks.
I was like pretty rough when I first came in, and then on top of that I was like pretty depressed, and I'm already feeling so much better.
Without them, I wouldn't be able to receive mail. They help a lot of different people.
I'm amazed at the volunteers putting their time every morning, every evening. It's just an amazing crew.
Across the board, everybody has been entirely warm and welcoming and helpful. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm very grateful.
Very grateful. Very grateful.
Thank you.
Society needs to open their hearts more. Love, that's what they say. In our days, all you need is love. If the world had love, we wouldn't be where we're at.
Did I not ask you something you'd like to answer or tell me?
Well, yeah. And we're just like you. Blessings.